Yo, what it is, what it ain't. It's your boy LK the Goon. You're listening to the FML podcast, episode 78. Let's go.
That's like the perfect rapper drop.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. What's going on, people? What's going on, lifers?
My name is Freddie.
And my name is Lito. And as LK just said, it's episode 78. What's going on, LK?
Yo, we here, bro. We here, man.
How you doing?
I'm good. It's a blessing.
You
Thank you for having me here, man.
You up there or you down here?
Everywhere. Everywhere.
Well, LK got the streets fuming right now. You got a few bangers out in the street on the local scene. That's pretty good. How does that feel?
Feels good.
I'm pretty sure it does. I'm pretty sure. Like
For the past 2 years.
yeah, but I
You
feel
been-
like
you
the
been-
buzz has picked up in the past 8 months. I would say 8 to 9 months. Like they had a big track, Blow, which was huge last year,
Yeah.
pretty big. And
That was my shit.
this year you guys got a collaboration with Below the Kid, and
Yeah.
that damn, I forgot the name of the song now. What was the name of it?
Pull up.
Exactly. So Pull Up right now is buzzing. So you guys are making noise out there, which is a good thing. But as we just said, this is episode 78, which actually technically makes it like a year and a half that we've been doing this, because 26 plus 52, 78.
Thanks for the math.
You know what I mean? But the reason I'm saying that because LK was somewhat present for the start of this, because the first time we went by the studio to see
Okay, was there?
their computer whiz and engineer.
I don't think I was there.
Yeah, you were there. That time that you came,
there?
you were there. Yeah, and we went to see Jimmy
I don't
Cracko.
remember him.
He
being
was
there.
he was there
Yeah.
when we were talking about like what kind of equipment we need to buy and all that, because we were thinking about mics. What
Yeah.
kind of mics do we need to buy
I
and
remember that.
everything. And then we recorded like 2-3 episodes that we can't. We kept it in in a stash. Eventually we released them, but as I was editing one of the episodes, LK was also there, like one of the first episodes with Jimmy Crackle, like, because I didn't know how to do it yet. We didn't know how to do none of that. So
Yeah.
I went back to see Jimmy Crackle to edit the episode and everything, to add music and beats and everything. And LK was there, they were recording, and it was an epic night at the studio that night.
What'd y'all record?
It wasn't about no recording, bro. It was about like a lot of noise. Bro, yo.
How long you had that studio for?
What?
How long you had that studio for?
2 years.
2 years?
Actually, for longer than that. But now it's
Really?
renovated.
yeah,
It's,
you've been there and going in there for 2 years?
it's a bit rent. It's a bit.
2 or 3 years, yeah.
It's renovated now, and it's been renovated for about a year. But back when we did that, it wasn't renovated yet. And what I'm referring to is like there were 2 individuals at the studio that were having an argument, like BS argument, like stupid, and the argument went like stupid far, and then
wild.
and niggas almost wanted to get to fighting. And at some point, like after it's not like it was quick. After I would say 45
Because of the
minutes,
liquor.
Because of liquor?
because of the liquor, about 45 minutes to an hour,
That's why I don't drink.
You know?
someone pulled out a strap and said, "Y'all niggas better shut the fuck up out here. This shit needs to goddamn stop."
Question is, who pulled out the strap?
You know what I mean? Who pulled out the strap? That's neither here nor there. That's another story for another day. But that's how FML podcast started. Shout out to us. But yeah, man, like you've been rapping for quite a while. Like, when would you say you started rapping? You decided, yo, I like this. Let me start putting some rhymes to beat.
High school, 7th grade. I used to freestyle with my homeboys, and then it was like, yo, you kind of good. You should start. You should start writing. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna start doing it for real.
And were you doing it in English already?
Yep.
Okay.
Always loved English.
All right. And what neighborhood did you live in?
It depends when.
But that's what I'm
Seventh
talking.
grade,
When
yeah.
you started, what neighborhood did
Laval.
you live in? Laval.
okay,
Okay. All right. And what high school did you go to?
Saint Martin. Saint Martin.
Yeah, because the reason I'm asking that is because now, from what I hear, you are from like far east Montreal, like Repentigny. The neighborhood is Repentigny. And
Yep.
how long have you been out there?
10 years.
All right. And when you were rapping, did you ever feel like people like from the like little hoods of the city, like, did you ever think like, maybe they're not taking me seriously because they hear I'm from Laval or Repentigny or some shit like that.
Yeah. But it happens to anybody. When you're from a different hood, people don't know you. They always want to test you.
Yeah.
But before living in Laval, I used to live in Montreal. And I grew up in Montreal.
Okay,
I used to live in Saint-Léonard, Montreal North. I used to go at Saint-Nicolas.
all right.
That was one of my first schools.
All right. And when you started rapping, when did you decide like, yo, you know what? I'd like to put some shit to beat, but in a studio. When it was the first time you went into a studio?
The first time I went to a studio, I was living in Repentigny. I went to one of my homeboys. He had like a bootleg studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
In-home studio.
Yeah, in-home studio.
I'm pretty sure. Like every time, like a rap. Well, not every time, but most of the time when a rapper starts, it's a bootleg studio.
Yeah,
so how was that studio? Was it in a bathroom?
Nah.
A lot of dudes is sometimes in the bathroom.
Closets,
bathroom.
It was in the closet in his room. Yeah.
All right.
Go in there, you drop in, come back out.
Yeah.
And did you actually like drop some music from that booth?
No.
Okay, so it was just
Kept it to
practice.
ourselves.
Where's that now?
I don't know. It's far away. I don't wanna hear that. You don't want to hear that, bro.
And what exactly how did you link up with the other guys from 45?
Because of Ja. Because Ja used to be in 45 Stars.
Yeah,
He
I
used
know
to
who
live
you're
in
talking about.
Montreal,
Yeah.
But he moved into Repentigny,
Okay.
and he was one of my first homeboys when we used to go to high school together. And he used to rap, and he used to tell me, man, I don't care what other people be talking about, man. I want you in my squad. I got to present you with precise push. Then first time I met them niggas,
It was on. It was on from there.
When was that? Because like 45 Stars, a lot of the dudes in that collective are some of my friends, and I didn't know exactly when you clicked up with them and like got involved with the whole 45 Stars clique. What year would you say you linked up with them?
Probably in 2007, 2008, when CDX TV was popping.
Yeah.
Shout
I
out to
remember those.
CDX.
Shout out to CDX TV. We also saw CDX on Figures, like the show Figures. CDX was the hype man, like the hype man of the year. Apparently, he told me because he was there like last Friday. I saw him at the studio. He told me that show was the show that was the most watched in the province for this past year.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know,
Ain't nothing
brother.
else
Maybe
popping on TV like that.
well,
It's a good show though, but I'm saying like ain't nothing else popping.
it was bro. I watched it in one night. I started like from like 8 p.m. and went to bed at like 5-6 a.m. Watched everything in one night. When I started, like it was a good show. But to come back to your rapping, who would you say like influenced you? Like what style whose style influenced you at first?
What you mean?
Well,
What rappers?
did
what
you
other
have
rappers?
another rapper that you
I
were
was
looking
talking
up
about
to?
in 4/5.
No, I mean other
Oh.
whatever rapper.
Tupac, Biggie, Jody Breeze.
Wow, you said Jody Breeze. Jody Breeze is one of my dudes,
that's-
bro.
That's all dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jody Breeze used to be one of my
Yeah,
dudes.
that's one of my
Where is
favorite.
Jody Breeze now?
Fuck, I don't know. But I actually, until I would say 3 years ago, he was still putting out like
Yeah.
constant
Yeah.
material. But
One of the hot shit that he left last year was nonfiction. No, 2 years ago.
nonfiction.
Yeah, nonfiction.
Yeah, I
It was
think
a-
I
it
had
was a banger.
downloaded. Yeah, I think I had downloaded.
It's
I'm
song
a
or
fan.
mixtape?
It's
A mixtape.
A mixtape.
Yeah,
Had a
I've always
video.
been a fan of Jody Breeze. But who else would you say?
Tupac, Biggie, Jody Breeze, T.I., Busta Rhymes. Who else? There's so many people. Eminem, Snoop Dogg. All them new rappers that be good. That be telling them the real shit.
And in Montreal, like when you started rapping, did you have any influence, like out of any rapper from the city? Did any rapper from the city ever influence you?
When I was younger, the only English rapper I knew was Bilo the Kid and Precise.
That's crazy.
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm kind of surprised by that.
why?
Who used to rap in English beside them?
That
Well-
was really popping. Don't forget he's from the east side. So
True.
whoever's rapping on the west, there's no radio stations playing that shit.
You're somewhat right, because the rappers I knew were rapping in French, but English,
Yeah.
So when you were younger, the first rappers out of Montreal that you heard that
The
like you
first-
liked their music was
yeah.
Below the Kid and Precise.
Yeah. When I saw Below the Kid, I was like, yeah, if he can do it,
I could do it, right?
Yeah.
That's dope because Below the Kid is someone I like we weren't friends, but I kind of saw him grow up. I saw him from
He had his
elementary
own show.
school.
He had his own show.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, I used to go to elementary school with him. Like I used to live in Saint Michel, and him, his brother, his older brother used to hang out with a duo of twins. Also, like we would always hang out in the neighborhood and play around, and to watch him grow and eventually like get on TV where it was like big news around the neighborhood and the school, and eventually like starting rapping and everything. Like it was a great evolution, but. You were
I was gonna say, like growing up, seeing that Below the Kids was one of your influence, or one of the good rappers that influenced you. Y'all both do like street music or street rap. Do you feel like your type of rap has its place now in the city?
Yeah, kind of. Cause now in Montreal, everybody be rapping.
Yeah.
So it's like the new sport. No, for real.
When you think
That's
about
some-
it, it's
that's
true.
real
It's
shit.
one of the sports, like hustling, rapping, like sports is. Like you always say I'm bugging when I say that, but I feel like it's not as prevalent as it used to be 15 years ago. And now the kids are into other things, and I feel like rapping is one of them because they're seeing that it's really possible now.
Yeah.
Like with Drake doing it, like The Weeknd, fucking like there's so many rappers that are starting to buzz. Like even rappers at the cities now rapping in French, like Enima. Like it's possible.
And
So
do
just-
you get sorry to cut you off.
No.
Do you get like I know you get love in the city, obviously. You get
Love and hate. Love and
you
hate.
get that same love and hate
If you ain't
from
got
outside?
no hate, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. Thank you.
And do you get that same love and hate from outside the city too?
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
People reach out.
where have you performed outside of Montreal? Like for your music, where have you gone to perform?
Toronto, Quebec.
Those are so far. Those are the two cities. You haven't gone to Ottawa. I think you guys have gone to Ottawa.
Perform? No.
No,
I
not
went
to
to-
perform.
To do a video.
Okay. But in Toronto, what kind of performance was that? Another rapper invited you? How
Yeah.
did that happen?
Yeah. I think his name is Peter Jackson.
Peter
Yeah,
Jackson.
yeah,
I
Peter
think
Jackson,
I
know
think
him.
I heard of him.
Yeah.
Is he a white rapper?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I
We
heard
did
of
the
him.
opening for him.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that?
But how
It
did
was
that even
nice.
happen?
It was nice.
How'd
I
that
don't
even
know.
happen?
Precise. I had the link. Precise or Push. I had the link. He only told me we're going to Toronto and we getting paid. I'm like, oh, for real?
Let's
So
go.
basically, that was you guys' first paid
Yeah.
gig.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. And have you guys had many paid gigs since?
What you mean?
Like since that day, have you guys done a lot of other
of
shows
shows?
in the city? Like
No.
has that influenced them to do other shows in the city?
To do shows, you gotta have bangers outside.
Mm.
Well, that's interesting
like
that
you
you're
don't have
saying
enough?
that.
You feel like you don't have enough?
Yeah. I feel like I don't have enough. That's why I'm working on my.
But
shit
everything
now.
you drop,
That's why
everything you drop is a banger, B.
Because I love to take my time.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you mean.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
people are quick to forget, bro.
Mm.
There's so many rappers. You always gotta give them bow, and then
So-
they be like, okay, now.
So tell our listeners a few of your like your big bangers in the past 10 years, because you've been doing this. Well, I wouldn't say 10 years, but
Yeah.
close to that.
Yeah.
So because YouTube, you got some numbers on YouTube.
Yeah.
So let a few of the titles of your bangers out, man.
Last one was Pull Up.
Mm.
Before that was Believe It with my homeboy Mighty P.
Mhm.
Before that was Coca-Cola.
I fuck with Coca-Cola.
Yeah,
That's
Coca-Cola,
one of my
yeah.
favorite
Yeah.
one because
Mhm.
everybody killed it.
Yeah,
How'd you get the kids in there though?
Mm?
How'd that happen?
For real, them kids. One of them kids was CDX son.
Oh, for
yeah,
real?
that's
Yeah.
pretty.
Oh, shit. He was
Yeah.
a grown ass kid.
Yeah,
All right.
KK.
And the other kids was one of my homeboys' little brothers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dope.
So actually, it's funny that you're saying that because the first time I ever heard Enima or ever saw Enima was at this freestyle battle. This freestyle battler from the States came. I forgot. He has a gap in his teeth. He's always wearing a hoodie. I forgot his name, man. He was performing in the city. He came to the freestyle battle, which he killed and won. I went there. I was there with one of our homeboys, Satis, and
DNA.
yeah, DNA. It was when DNA came. So you guys came and actually performed at that show, and Enima performed as well. And it was that song,
MMS Power.
Exactly, Power. The track from Young Thug, the beat from Young Thug that he had taken.
Power,
And I was listening to it. I'm like, oh shit, that's pretty good. I never seen this dude. That's pretty good. So I go back home and everything is all cool and dandy. The week after, I see a video for that song, and I watch the visuals. I'm like, yo, this video is well shot. Then that's when I realized that this guy, Kevin Shane, shot videos, and he shot videos for 45 Stars. He shot videos for other guys in Cartierville. I forgot their names, but
Lost,
White B, all those guys,
Ryan.
514, those groups as well. So then he kept coming out with more and more bangers. And one day I was in the studio with you guys, and I was like, yo, every time y'all telling me this is going to be for a mixtape, nobody cares about y'all mixtape, man. If y'all are not putting out like bangers after bangers with videos,
preach.
Nobody's going to give a damn about y'all mixtape. Like, that's what gets the people's attention. Watch what Enima's doing out there. And eventually, that's how you guys started out. Like, I'm not taking any fucking merit for this. I'm not saying that you guys did this because I said it, but like now you guys are putting out bangers one at a time, and that's giving you guys more buzz. And what do you now see coming out of that buzz that you guys are getting? Because you guys are putting out one track every 3-4 months now.
Yeah, it's better that way because music is the product. It's like you invented something, you're trying to sell it. You got to do publicity for that so people can see what it is, and so people could have the feeling that they need to buy it.
Yeah,
like you ain't a star yet. What should you put your mixtape out? That's why I got.
Oh, so you're saying you're waiting for it to be big enough in order to put out the mixtape. Yeah,
you got to make them people fiend for the mixtape.
Exactly, and by doing what you guys are doing,
I've been telling them guys that. That's why when you was talking about that, I was like, yeah, preach, bro.
Yeah, because that's how you win, man. That's how you get the numbers on YouTube. Because nobody's gonna check for how many units did his mixtape sell. Nobody cares about that. They want to see the numbers on YouTube or WorldStar or whatever platform that you put your stuff on, and that's what is telling them that you're getting a buzz.
It's easier for people to connect with you when they see videos.
Exactly. And what else do you guys got coming up next soon?
We got For the Dough exclusive. Bando with Savage, one of my new artists.
Oh, you got an artist now?
Yeah.
All right.
I got 2 artists.
All right, cool.
Her name is Leanna.
She's a rapper singer.
Yeah, but we call her Savage, and the other one is Flavinci Code.
Flavinci Code?
Yeah.
I never met Flavinci Code.
Okay. And they both rap?
Rap and sing.
Okay. All right. I'm going to check that for that.
Now you guys, well, you in particular, had a big song last year that I mentioned earlier, "Blow," which also featured White B and Enima. It was like an anthem for
the city.
Yeah, exactly. And
I want to ask before how is it to bring everybody together on that one?
Let's not get into that.
Because I feel like
get into it.
I don't know none of them dudes, but I feel like at the time there was a little rivalry in there, man. Come on, bro.
Because I'm pretty sure some people
You'll
like
never
had
see
egos.
that happen again. I don't know.
So it was difficult. It was difficult to shoot that video.
It was difficult because what happened was I did the track and I posted on my Snapchat. And then White B came up to me and was like, "Damn, that's a banger, boy." And I was like, "Yo, it's whatever, bro.
Yeah.
If you feel like it, let's get it." He was like, "Yeah, for real, let's go." And then Enimo told me like, "Yo, this shit's a banger, let's get it." And I was like, "Yo, let's go."
But you ain't tell them that.
Listen, that's not the problem, bro. That ain't the problem here, bro. Then I asked Lost to get on it because White B showed him to Lost, and he was like, "Yeah, this shit is hot. We can get on it." But they didn't know Enima was gonna get on it. So the first one who had his verse on it was Enima. And then after that, White B was in Tunisia. Then he came back, and he did it. And then I was waiting for Lost, and he told me there was too many people on it. We're gonna do another banger.
Okay. And then once that was done, time to shoot the video.
I didn't even know there was a rivalry between Enima and White.
I don't think there was a rivalry. It
It's
just
not
seems
that. It's because of the fans, bro.
Mm.
It's because of the fans. Cause it's the same thing that happened to me and Bilo the Kid.
Bilo.
Okay.
Cause Bilo from the blue side,
Mhm.
from the red side, and some of the younger dudes be like, "Yo, Bilo, he the hottest." Some of the younger dudes be like, "LK, you the hottest."
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Sometimes this shit bring like, "Oh, who's the best?
Mhm.
Who's the best between both of them, bro? We ain't here for that shit, bro. What we
Mm.
trying to do is make that magic shit. We trying to put the city on the map. Cause yo, you could be good, I could be good, you could be good. Fuck that shit. Who trying to be good?
Actually, it's better for the city. The
It's
better
better for
the
the city
the
like
better the
that.
product, the
But
better it is for the city.
But sometimes fans can bring beef in hip hop.
Mm.
Real, bro.
And how did you feel like fans brought? I wouldn't say beef, but brought friction to this situation.
In the
Word?
comments, yeah. In the comments, in the videos.
And what's crazy is y'all all came correct.
Yeah.
Every single one of y'all came correct on that joint.
We did what we had to do. It was a blessing, man. Because the problem sometimes what happened is, like, what happened was some of the fans was writing stuff like, "Oh, I know Lost, he be talking about Enima." And some other fans were like, "Yo, I know Enima talking about Lost, but I know both of them, and they don't even care about that shit. They don't even talking about. They wasn't even talking about each other." So I had to fix that. But sometimes, comme Lost il dit, tu peux forcer l'union, mais l'union fait la force, mais tu peux pas forcer l'union.
And that's funny say when we hear that because we're Haitian and that's like one of our slogans on our flag, l'union fait la force.
And when he said that in one of his track, after that I try to put everybody on the same track, that's where everything got flew. And then we was like, yo, fuck that shit. Then let's just leave it on the side.
So, but when eventually that video came out,
How was the shoot though? How was the shoot? How was the shoot?
He was here. Everything was good.
Yeah.
Everybody was on their corner, and everybody did what they had to do. He had to do his verse, and he had to do his verse, and he had to do his verse, and everybody had to put themselves together, and then the magic just happened. Because sometimes people be having beef with some stupid shit because you from this hood, you don't know him, you don't trust him. But if you just take the time to talk, shit'll be good, bro.
Yo, it's great. Like, as he's talking, I'm thinking about how each one of them came on the track. That shit, yo,
that track is dope. It's dope.
Track here, White B brought it here. And Enima was like, "Yo, I'm here. It was good."
Yo,
imagine if
every single one of the intros were dope. Every single one of the intros.
It's a dope song. It's a very dope song. But speaking of Enima, you guys collaborated with him as we just said. But lately, at least in the past few months, there was a collaboration that popped up, and it said it was Migos featuring Enima or Enima featuring Migos. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I forgot the title of that song.
Water.
And now when that song came out, some people were wondering if it was a real feature. I'll tell you from the get-go, I was like, for sure it's fake. But hey, if I get my hands on some vocals that are not out and I'm a poppin' rapper, I'm gonna use the vocals. Man, 50 Cent built a career on that shit. Like, that's how he did it, right? So he put out the song, and people were wondering if it was a real track. Eventually, this past week, news came out that it possibly was not a real track. But before that, there was news in the street about the song. Like, tell our listeners what was the whole situation about that song.
What you mean? What was the situation?
Well, when that song came out,
before it came out, or when that song came out?
When the song came out, because before it came out,
because he was doing promotion about that. He was talking about like, "Yo, I got a surprise for y'all. I got a feature."
Okay, so he said it before it came out.
Before it came out,
they were promoting it for like a good week or so.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yo, I got a new feature coming out, U.S. and Canada." And I paid for the feature. And he always said it. He never said, "Yo, I'm gonna do a video, or I'm gonna go to the studio with them guys, or they my friends." He said, "I got a feature, and it cost me more than a lot of you MTL rappers' careers." That's what he said from the jump. So we knew niggas would hate on that shit.
Okay, so he said he officially paid for those vocals.
He said it like he did another interview. He was talking like, "Yo, he linked up with the beat maker, cause bro, I'm an artist, and you can't get on my vocals if it's not by the beat maker or
by yourself,
by myself, or by the engineer. So how could it be fake? And you know how it works, copyrights, bro. on
Yeah.
YouTube. You know how it works, bro. It doesn't work like that, bro.
If he doesn't own it, there's no way that shit would have been
No.
out.
I try. You know what I try to what I try to do once, bro. I had a track, "Nothing Is Promised" from Rihanna,
Okay.
and then I wanted to do a remix on it with her voice and my voice on it. I dropped it on YouTube. They cut that shit, bro.
Real quick.
Bro, they cut that shit. And after a year, shit came back on Rihanna's page. Go look. You can see it right now. With my voice on it. And
Say word.
Yeah.
Wow, that's dope. I mean, copyright. We suffered a little bit of those consequences on
they
this
don't play,
podcast.
bro.
So no, they don't
play.
they don't play with that.
They don't
But
play.
doing the track with Enima and seeing this happening and everyone saying, "Oh, yo, he's taking the L because it wasn't a real feature." I'm pretty sure people were on your timeline like talking shit to you about that shit.
Bro.
You probably heard about it.
Yo, everybody was like, yo, I need explanations, man. What is that? What is that? What is that? And I was like, yo, bro, I had to tell them the same thing.
But I thought it was stupid because people really got into it. Like, first off, you're ridiculous if you think it's like, well, at least that's what I thought. Because now you seem to tell me that it was an official thing. But at first, I thought he just got his hands on some vocals and added his vocals to it and put a track out like that.
He paid for vocals.
No, I thought that, I don't know.
And look, when I dropped my one with Rihanna, I put Rihanna remix / El Kid Goon, and they cut it. Him was Enima, Quavo. No, they would have cut that shit.
They would have cut it real.
Yeah, at least if he had done like 2018 remix or Montreal remix or some shit like that, then maybe they would have let it slide on YouTube. But because like he seems to have made it like an official song.
But it is an official song. It's just they didn't record together. That's all it is.
And that happens all the time.
All the time.
Like
all the time.
But
why would they promote French rappers on English music in the United States?
But I also
why would they promote that? I know a bunch of MTL rappers that did videos with GBE and the mother dudes. We the only one promoting it. They ain't promoting.
They're not promoting it.
No, bro.
It's true. Usually they don't because they feel like our shit is like diluted and we don't care about that Canada shit because they don't think our shit is good enough. Yeah. But we actually have some good talent in this city.
I remember when I was in jail and K-Benz was fucking with my with Sean Kingston.
Sean Kingston, yeah.
And Soulja Boy. People was like, yo, it's fake. People was talking about like, yo, he got signed. People always talk shit.
Yeah, because people are envious. Like that's why they're talking shit. They might have been rappers and never believed that they would reach those heights, right? And now that some other people are, they're like, yo, fuck, it was possible. Why did I give up on my dream? Maybe because you weren't good enough. You know what I mean?
I remember when Drake first got in, everybody was like, why would I listen to him? That's Jimmy from Degrassi. Bro, for real. For real.
Yeah, people.
Now he calls himself Six God.
Or Champagne Poppy or whatever it is. And
I remember right before the first mixtape drop, he was at Club Ivy, I think he came through. And
in Montreal?
Yeah, but it was like I heard of him rap, but it wasn't like, yo, there was Drake before and then Drake after that mixtape. And Drake before was just like, all right, just another guy, he could rap. And then I think the week after or a few weeks after the mixtape dropped, and I was like, God damn.
Ransom.
God.
That mixtape was crazy.
Ransom was the first track I got me like.
Oh yeah. That
you remember people was like, yo, he's jacking Lil Wayne's flow. He's jacking Lil Wayne's flow. That's what people used to say.
Yeah, people used to
he had to come up with his own wave. Now he's like rapping and singing. I don't know how you call that, but
yo, he killed it. And actually the track I like the most on that first mixtape is that song with Lil Wayne. Uptown. I'm so uptown. Yo, that used to be my shit. That song used to be.
I think it is called Uptown.
Yeah, yo, it used to be like Bun B2. I'm sorry, Bun B2 was on that song. Yo, that song used to be the shit. Another rapper that you collaborated with, Below the Kid, we mentioned earlier, and you've also alluded to like him being from the blue side and you repping the red side. How did that collaboration happen?
Cause, bro, I think I'm one of the only MTL rapper that support everybody.
You do show love to everybody.
Bro,
I follow you, homie. Shows love to everybody,
I don't care if you blood. I don't care if you rap pink shit, bro. As long as your shit is good and your shit sounds legit and you real behind that shit, bro, I'm gonna support you. You from the same city that I am, bro.
So how did that happen? When
When we saw each other at the I think he had a show and I was there, cause Feezy had that freestyle battle thing.
Okay.
DMS?
And that DMS freestyle battle thing, and I was a judge.
Shout out to Feezy, by the way.
Yeah.
That nigga
Shout out
work.
to
That
Feezy.
nigga work.
Yeah, he works.
That
a lot.
nigga works.
Shout out to him. Yeah, and they had a freestyle battle, and I was one of the judge, and he forgot to tell me that it was gonna be a blue party. Yeah, bro.
So you pull up.
So Bilo was the artist rapping that day, that night. So I was there and I was like, damn, it's the first time me seeing Bilo performing on stage.
That must be a trip, right? Since you watched
Oh yeah,
him,
because it's true.
watched him
You
as
said
a kid, and
earlier.
then now
Bro,
he's
and
from
when-
the other side,
when
and
he
you
got
there.
out of jail, I was in jail.
Okay.
So me seeing him, I was like, oh shit, is that Bilo?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit. And I was sitting all the way in the back, and I was like, no, fuck that. You can ask anybody, bro. When I'm in the show, I gotta go up front.
Mm-hmm.
So I went up front, and then I saw MCK, Mike Zup. Who was the other dudes that I saw? It was a blue party.
Mhm.
Got Trey, everybody.
Mhm.
So the show was lit. The show was lit. He killed it, and you remember seeing me at the show. And then after that, we had a show, me and Nima and Easy S. Then we performed, and he was on stage too. So I saw him and I shook hands with him, and
It was love from there.
Yeah, it was love from there. And then after that, he came up to me on Instagram and he told me, yo, bro, I want to do that Coca-Cola remix, bro. I feel that joint. I was like, yo, bro, you for real, bro? He was like, yeah. I was like, yo, then let's go. He was like, you go ask Precise and Push. If they fucks with that, then let's get it.
And that
Oh,
was
that's
that.
actually dope. No, Bilo he's always been like like I know he has a reputation, but he's also always been humble.
Yeah, he's humble.
I'm thinking about it. Like last year, I saw him, and we were at this Caribbean Fest downtown, and I was there with my family. But there were also a lot of people from the red side, and I saw him like by himself, and I went and talked to him, and I was talking to him because, like I said, I grew up close to him, like in the same neighborhood and stuff. So I came up to him. I'm like, yo, I'm talking to you here, but yo, there's a whole bunch of people from the red side out here. He looked around and said, coming from you, I actually appreciate it, because in the neighborhood sometimes there's like noise that I rep this or rep that, which is not true. But he said, you're coming from you, I appreciate it, but to be honest with you, bro, I don't even care, dude. I'm cool out here. And I'm chilling, and I'm not going anywhere. And we kept talking, and everything was cool, man. He's just a cool dude. He don't care about none of that. But because he's from a certain neighborhood and has a certain reputation, people are gonna attach certain stigmas to him. But it's funny because both of those rappers are somewhat hated by the mainstream media in Montreal, like Bilo the Kid and Enima, because they won't play their music on the radio. Bilo the Kid,
They don't play any music on the radio. That's a big problem here. There's no, and I'm always say that until somebody or we develop the market, we can't depend on mainstream media to play hip hop or street music. They're not gonna do it.
They're not gonna do it.
They're not. They be cutting out U.S. rappers off of R&B songs on the radio. So why would
Do
they
they?
play? Of course they do, man.
What, out here?
Of course they do. Yeah, I've heard Jay-Z being cut out of songs.
Damn.
So you know what I mean? So they're not, and they make quality music. So if they gonna cut out Jay, they can cut him out or not play him at all. So until we actually develop the market, they're not gonna. We can't depend on them for anything, whether it be this, whether it be shows on TV, whether it be music. You can't depend on that, man.
I heard that Enima, well, I don't know if that rumor is true, but I heard that Bell employees can't download like his music on their Bell like equipment and shit.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Like it's banned.
That's
Yo,
real?
that's
That'd
what
be
I heard.
crazy.
Because Bell has a stronghold on a lot of media in this province, right? Bell Media is actually a company, and like obviously they're never gonna feature him on music. Anything that Bell Media owns when it comes to radio, he's probably never gonna be played there. Like they're trying to shut him out.
Yep.
But Bell don't control the internet. They might provide it, but they can't control that shit. And
They can't control the internet, but they can control the internet that's on their phone.
Yeah,
Provide to
exactly.
you.
Exactly.
That's what he told me, because I got I got vocals that he
Yeah.
was talking to me like he was telling me like, oh, the other day I downloaded a mixtape from Enima and then I went to work. Then the boss told me, yo, come into the office, and he was like, yo,
Whoa.
I swear to God, yeah, I'm gonna make you here after. I'm gonna make you here. And he was like, yo, yeah, we gotta talk. Did you try to download something on your phone? Like, he was like, what you mean, some porn? And because I see something was like, you did something that they caught off, and he was like, I don't know. He started searching, and then he ain't find nothing. And he was like, let me get your phone. Then he started synchronizing with it, and then he was like, yo, it's that, and he showed Inima's mixtape.
Wow.
And after that, he was like, why? Because he was like, contenu illicite. Prochaine fois, tu vas avoir un avis disciplinaire.
Wow.
What the hell? You could lose your job because you're listening to a certain type of music?
And listen, then he was like, and why can I have Inima's mixtape on my phone? And I got LK's mixtape on my phone. I got K-Ben's mixtape on my phone. I got Lost and White B mixtapes on my phone. And they was like, no,
They're out
because
to
of
get
the
him.
Figures thing, we're not promoting that thing.
Yeah.
That's why he's getting caught off from shows in Montreal. And he was like, yo, I was searching on my phone for your track, Blow, because Inima's name's on it. They cut it. They cut it off.
Wow.
can't
So
even go on the
it's not
internet
only
right
affecting him, it's affecting other guys too.
And I asked him how many phones that y'all got, like how many employees how many employees with the phone can't be downloading the mixtape. He was like, we just in Montreal, we 6,000.
So
That's
6,000
crazy.
people that can't listen to that song off
Yeah.
their phone.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like, yo, it's crazy because nobody was telling people not to listen to no Motley Crue or
But
whatever.
That comes to show you the power of hip hop, the power of street artists. Like, it shows you, and like it or not, that whole character in Figures is based on him.
watching the show. That's what I was thinking. I'm like, yo,
Even
actually
Damien said it.
Wow.
He said it like
Even
he didn't say it, but they was like, yo,
Yes McCann.
yeah, they
Yeah.
asked Yes McCain. They was like, you know, we hear rumors that you was doing Inima's part. You was playing Enima. He was like, me, I'm a rapper. I'm an actor.
Yeah,
I was doing what they gave me to do.
Yeah,
I was doing what they told me to do. I ain't gonna tell you what was on their mind, but
Mhm.
I was doing what I was supposed to do. And then the girl, they asked her the same question, and she was like, it's not only Enima. It's everybody practicing this kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
loosely based mostly on him.
Exactly. That's what she said. She said, because you know he's the rappeur of the l'heure.
Mhm.
That's why everybody be talking about. But it's him and everybody that be practicing that type of.
Yeah,
activities.
watching the show,
But-
I thought it was based.
But then again, Enima's persona is based on like Devil and all those other things, and Damien is pretty much the Devil's son's name.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they knew what they were doing. Man.
I thought also it was.
yeah.
Damien is.
Yeah, Damien is
Oh.
the devil's
I
non,
never heard.
the devil's son's
Remember
name.
DMX?
Yeah.
Damien?
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
this
knew what
is-
they was doing, B. They
Yeah,
knew
that's
it,
why
man.
the part 2 was with Marilyn Manson. But yeah, when it comes to Figures, watching the show, I thought like, yo, for sure they're doing it based on him, and I also thought it was interesting that they didn't choose a black character to play Damien. I think they did that on purpose because it would have made a lot of noise in the city. Like La Ligue,
Too much black people in
La Ligue des
Montreal.
Noirs would have came out. Maison d'Haïti would have came out. Everyone would have said like, "Yo, you guys are
Well,
attaching
it's
a bad
two ways,
stigma
right?
to our
It's two
community."
ways.
It's two
It's
ways.
two ways,
It's a
'cause you gotta
good
think-
thing and it's a bad thing.
It's a good thing and it's a bad thing, but one thing you got to remember, even though Fanny's the victim, at somewhere Damien's a victim too,
Yeah.
because he's the one getting slapped by a
Yeah,
black
by
dude.
Black
Mhm.
dude. Yeah, that's
The
what
black
I was.
dude is the boss.
Mhm.
So when I first saw like Fanny's boyfriend, the other black dude who was kind of
Square.
a square,
Yeah.
exactly. That was
Yo,
like-
he's the only bad actor in that show, by the way. It sucks that it's the black dude, but I think his name was actually, wasn't it Freddie? His name is Freddie in the show.
Fred.
Yeah, Fred. His name is Fred in the
Fred,
show. Yeah.
Fred.
Yo, that dude was bad. He's like the only bad actor on that show.
Yeah.
It was a good show, man. But yeah, like what I was saying was it's a good and a bad thing because, all right, so like it or not, they were presenting a reality, a reality of Montreal, right? That a lot of girls are getting pimped and picked up or whatnot. So what they were trying to do is kind of show like, yo, it's not only by black guys that they're getting picked up,
Mhm.
and it's not only black girls or Arabic girls. Or it's like your regular little white girl and getting picked up by your regular looking white guy. But at the same time, like he said, like there was the big bag of black guy in the back. That was the real monster.
Yeah, he's the real
he was the real monster in the whole
story. If
story.
you smart and you understand.
Because at some point, if they do season 2, they can make him the real bad guy.
Exactly.
Which I think is what they probably were gonna do.
Well, shout out to whoever participated in that show. Shout out to CDX, Damien, that rapper or the girl. But shout out to the regime that had a few product placement on that show. So that was also pretty dope. Yeah. The other rapper I was saying that is also like somewhat hated by mainstream media is Below the Kid. But in his case, it's kind of funny because he started as a somewhat media darling because when he was in elementary school, he was part of that show called I forgot the name of it. No.
That's what's his name?
That's actually his name. Oh. But the name of the show was I'm not gonna lie, I think it was Freddie again. Or it was Freddie or Freddie, the actor named Freddie, Francis Freddie played in it, I think. I forgot. But he was on a French Quebecer show. Google it, you could actually maybe find it. But he was on there and was a media darling. And eventually, obviously the show ended.
It was called Freddie.
It was, right? Fuck, I'm not bugging, bro. A whole bunch of coincidence today. It was Fred E or something. It was like with a hyphen or some shit like that somewhere. But it's a crazy coincidence. But him being on that show and then having some bad stuff happen to his life. Unfortunately, he went to jail for a big case and was in jail for a long time. And in the media, they were like shitting on his name for years until he came out. And now that he's back out, he's putting out new material. It's actually good because he's actually making a name out for himself again. Like it's hopefully, man, Bilo, if you're listening to this, man, come on to the FML podcast. We'd love to have you on and talk to you about your story because you have a crazy great story, man. You guys still keep in contact?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty dope. So you guys actually talk after recording that song? Because a lot of times when people are from different neighborhoods like that, they just do the song and then they stay separated.
We got a mixtape coming out.
There you go.
Oh, so you guys are collaborating on the mixtape?
745.
Oh, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
With the 745 logo, but we're gonna put the blue, white, red.
I see it.
We're gonna put like BMW, but Black Man's World. Exclusive.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
We already got like 7 or 8 tracks.
When you think you're gonna drop it?
I don't know.
you gotta let the listeners know, man. You gotta let the people.
So I'm realizing LK don't just want to drop. He want to make sure everything's perfect before he drop. Because your tracks, like you drop like maybe once every 3 months, 2 months, and it's always, again, like I said, it's always like
quality product.
There's a few like out there, like street rappers that rap in English. I'd say there's probably like off the top of my head maybe like 5 of them. There's you, Bilo, there's Mags. Who else, man? There's a few, like not many of them, and they all like drop quality shit. So I think like dropping it in the right.
Shout out to my dude Precise, man. Shout out to Precise been doing this for a minute, and as you said before, like he was one of the few rappers that like in English that you heard out of Montreal that was doing this stuff, and he's been doing it for a while. And him, and shout out to Bilo too, man. Bilo been doing it for a long while, but there's a whole bunch of rappers in the West that I wasn't like too aware of, but I eventually got to know, like iBlast. Now he's actually migrated to Toronto, but like you said, Magnum. There was this other rapper, man, Magnum. Millie Mills. What was his name? Mills or something. Like like I haven't heard from him in a long. Shout out to C's Rock, like a whole bunch.
To Muggs.
Mugs in LA. Okay. So yeah, a whole bunch of rappers, they got a little buzz going in, and they're working, man. A lot of people are working, and hopefully you guys are gonna keep the work going. 45 stars. I'd like to see that movement, go up, and like any movement out of the city, man. Any movement, like iBlast is hanging out with a whole bunch of people that are around Drake in Toronto. Hopefully he puts a banger out that'll put him, on the scene for real. Yeah. Like I'm just looking to see the city blow up and have an artist like The Weeknd, like Drake, pop out and put Montreal on the map. and then the Americans are gonna be like, "Yo, we're going to Montreal." Montreal is already a city that people want to come to, but I realized that with Toronto, like before Drake, like it wasn't like so cool to go to Toronto, but now Americans like want to go there like crazy. But out here we get it a lot during the Grand Prix weekend, but now I'd like it to be because of hip hop, because of that we're gonna have so much more of the economy that's gonna boom. Like you're gonna start seeing like Louis Vuitton store pop out and a whole bunch of other stuff, like not just like clothes, but like dealerships and new buildings and construction. So man,
shout out to New Regime again.
Yep. Shout out to any movement in the city that's popping, and shout out to us, the FML podcast.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
FML.
But this in
we
life.
do our part. We always make sure to put the music as an outro.
Yeah, we always put
a
local.
few of yours joints.
We put local music in the outros. Yeah, we definitely do that, man. We definitely do that. But before we go, man, give the people your handles where people can get in contact with you and holler at you.
IG, Snapchat, Facebook.
Let them know like what's the handle.
My Facebook is LK the Goon. My IG is LK the Goon. My Snapchat is LK the Real Goon.
So before we go, man, where did you get that name? Where does that name stem from?
LK stands for my real name because my real name is Luther King.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, and the Goon, the streets gave me that name.
That's dope.
Real,
gave him that name.
Swear to God. Swear to God.
So lifers,
every time you sometimes you be like, yo, nah, you gotta call me this way. And people are like, nah, your name is Kevin. We're gonna call you Kevin. People don't care. It's really the hood. It's really your friend that give you the name. Sometimes it's not even you.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely. But man, lifers, this was episode 78. This is another rapper that we get on the episode, and hopefully we get some more to put, like we said, man, make the city shine and put the city on the on the map and on the forefront, so that we could, just blow up as a unit and everyone could be at the forefront, just like Toronto is starting to do for themselves, and a whole bunch of cities in the States are starting to do for themselves.
Hey, yo, keep putting out your good shit, man. You do, like I said, you've been doing it for the past, you've been doing it for a minute, but for the past 2 years, I'd say. Yeah. You've been putting out real good quality shit, and keep getting them niggas to collab, man.
That's what everybody got to put their heads together, man.
And shout out to 45 Stars too.
It ain't no competition, man.
And before we go, lifers, subscribe to FML Podcast on any platforms that you guys are with, whether it's iTunes or Google Play, TuneIn, YouTube, our YouTube channel. Subscribe, comment, but subscribing is basically what is gonna give you the videos quicker. You're gonna have them on your feed right away. That way you won't have to look for it or anything like that. So subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, so that the numbers could be bigger. We could start getting some commercials on some ads on this and make this a business. It's already a business, but we're trying to get paid. So help us, man.
Get some numbers.
You know what I mean? But until then, see y'all next week, man. Peace out.